So next thing we're going to do is add our entrance so that our wildlife can actually get in and out of our nesting box nice and easily. Biggest thing here to look for is making sure that your entrance hole is a good size for your wildlife, right? Big enough for them to get through, but not so big that their predators can as well. Here we are cutting the angles on the top of our side pieces so that our roof sits at a slant and any rain just slides right off rather than pooling and damaging our timber over time. The big thing with this is clamping it on your bench hook such that your line actually is in line with the stock of the bench hook, right? So that you're cutting straight, right? And your piece is angled as you cut. Next up, we are adding climb points. So climb points can go on the inside or the outside of your nesting box. It's kind of up to you. And the main thing here is we're measuring and marking where the center of each climb point is going to attach. All right, so we mark that out. We pre-hammer our nails. All right, this is so that when we actually go to attach them, our nails are already through that first piece of material, just starting to poke through, or at least through most of the thickness of that, so that we're not having to try and hold our climb points in place while we hammer our nail through that first piece. All right, climb points can be a great way as well to use up any kind of small bits of scrap material that you might have. All right, so that can be a really good use of sort of thin scrap pieces of material, or you could even use, you know, small sticks and branches and things like that, especially to help it kind of blend in and fit with the native environment around it. All right, and using our nail punch there to sink our nail heads in below our surface. Next up, we are attaching some mesh. So mesh is an alternative to your climb points, particularly for the inside of your nesting box, right? It basically just gives our wildlife a way to kind of climb up that front piece and out of our nesting box, right? Up out to our entrance so that they can actually get out easily. Big thing with attaching mesh is making sure that you kind of bend down or cover over any sharp edge pieces, any cut bits of wire that you might have that are gonna then actually pose a risk to our wildlife, potentially cause cuts and have them get stuck and things like that. For this, you can use just plain nails and get kids to just hammer the nails over the wire, right? Bend them over the wire. Or you can use sort of nail staples, which you can kind of see I've used there. The nail staples tend to work a bit more reliably. Here we are drilling a partial hole in our front piece for attaching a round perch. All right, so I'm using a Forstner bit for this as opposed to the hole saw piece drill bit that I used to cut the entrance hole, because we don't actually want to be taking that hole out. We want to be removing all of that kind of material in our hole, because we don't necessarily want it to go the whole way through, right? We want to go about half the depth of our material. This is where a drill press is really useful, because you can set that stop point so you know that you're going to go to a consistent depth. All right, once you've drilled your hole, you're going to drill through that so you've got space for your screw to go, all right, and screw your perch through from the other side. All right, cutting your round bit of dowel out, and you can see there, gluing that in as well so that we've got the screw as well as the glue and just that real extra stability. The next of our features is drainage holes at the bottom. This is actually a really important one for our nesting box, because it's going to mean that any water that does gather inside isn't going to flood and build up and drown our wildlife, right? Or make our box, wet and yucky and have that kind of sitting there and going moldy. So we always want to be drilling some drainage holes in the base of our nesting box.